Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you with another video. So, we got another trade to announce here between the Boston Celtics and the Houston Rockets. The Boston Celtics are going to be reacquiring Daniel Theis, and we got Dennis Schröder, Ennis Freedom, and Bruno Fernando are going to be headed to H-Town, Houston Rockets. So, as I process this in real time, first of all, Boston Celtics get back a guy that they really, really like, that they always probably wanted to keep at a price tag that I like. Daniel Theis is going to outplay that contract at $8.2 million for 4 years. So you definitely don't feel too bad about them doing that. And the fact of the matter is, Dennis Schröder was on a contract that he was leaving. He was definitely coming off the books, and they were not going to re-sign him at whatever price he wants. We saw he priced himself out of the game last year with the Lakers, and he kind of had to just settle for a 5.8 one-year deal. So he goes to H-Town. They're probably just gonna finish out the season with him. They're not really playing for nothing. They may even buy him out, to be honest with you, because they just got a bunch of young players. That kind of thing. They didn't necessarily trade John Wall, so I can totally see Dennis Schröder being a part of the buyout market. That Houston ain't doing nothing. Ennis Cantor Freedom is on a $1.6 million 1 year deal, so they could waive him if they choose to. Bruno Fernando, 1.7 1 year, waive him if they like. So basically what Houston did was just create cap space for themselves. Schröder can be a player they can have in their rotation for sure. If they want to put Ennis in the rotation, they can do that, but chances are they're not going to do that. I think that team is very happy with their roster, and what they just wanted to really do for themselves is just shave off a contract of Daniel Theis. That 4-year deal, they didn't really have a rotation for him. They got a bunch of lottery picks as their main core pieces, so all they really need to do is just stand pat, use their pick this year to draft another one, and just continue to keep that rotation going, because they got Green and Christopher and all these different guys. They got so many of these guys that really just make up their whole team. So it's no point in bringing in a Dennis Schröder. I mean, you don't have the role for him. So for me, it was just about shaving off $8 million of salary, because why not? That's basically how I look at it. Why not? And Boston is just revamping their entire team. A guy like Dennis Schröder, they ain't going to miss him because they brought in Derek White. So you look at what they got going on, it's like, okay, well, we weren't going to re-sign him. Didn't really have the role for him no more, so let's just get him out of here and send him somewhere and get back a guy that we really, really like on a fantastic contract that we can afford. So Boston immediately brings in Daniel Theis, and he's going to be a part of that rotation. They got better, man. They got rid of some dead weight, some players that they didn't develop properly, and brought themselves back some players that they are going to use, players that they do like. And I love what Boston did. I think they did themselves a favor today. I'm going to go back and look at some of the deals that they've already done, kind of take a look at them, if I can find the page on here. But yeah, I mean, I think Boston got themselves a victory today, just making sure that they get pieces that can help them in the playoffs and get rid of guys that they weren't really using, So that's kind of how I look at that. This isn't really one of those trades where I'm thinking too much about, to be honest with you. I just know that Daniel Theis is a player they had in rotation. They probably never really wanted to let go of in the first place. I believe they traded him to get a piece like, I think it was... Who did they trade him? I don't know how they acquired him, or got rid of him, rather, or what they required in his stead, I should say. But I do remember it was a rotation piece. I don't know why I want to say Robert Williams. I think he was drafted there. But anyway, the point is, Daniel Theis probably was somebody they never wanted to let go, and they get him back on a deal that's really solid. So no losses there, and Houston can do whatever they want with Dennis Schröder and keep him, waive him, whatever. The other two guys keep him waiver. I think Ennis Cantor Freedom's a guy who can kind of help their young guys. A high level center at the backup position at this point. He could score some. I've seen him at his best. He can play well. But the thing about him, he's a bit mercurial, a little different at this point. He's really standing on what he believes in and things of that nature. Kind of rubbed some people the wrong ways, made a little enemies. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a hard time keeping his spot in this league, to be totally honest with you. Because he's just a little strong in his political stances. And I don't know that he has the production to demand that he keep a roster spot while garnering that type of controversial attention. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he finds himself in a good spot, but I just think he's kind of burning some bridges in some places. You make enemies with LeBron James, bro. It's one of those type of things. But all in all, he's right now, he's going to be headed to Houston. And my personal opinion is they'll probably buy him out. So that's what I'm expecting to see, man. Dennis Schroeder's a curious thing, though, because I think if he goes to the right place, he could really boost their team. I think I can see the Lakers trying to get him on this roster. I could totally see them trying to bring him back if he's bought out. So keep an eye open for that. Bruno Fernando's a center, a big body center who can actually shoot the three. I think as a prospect, he's still developing as a role player, and yet another young talented role player that the Rockets can actually use or just waive. But I think there are teams in this league who need centers, and Bruno Fernando can help those teams. So I'd imagine he's going to find a spot rather quickly as well. So that's what I think, man. That's what I think. It's a solid trade, nothing major. And that's that. BDL44. Thank y'all for watching.